Christina Aguilera. So here's the real Christina, and then here's Gianna. Yep. Good. Yeah. Mael says that her son Charles looks like the singer John Legend. We get a lot of John Legend lookalikes here on the show. So here's the real John Legend, and here's Charles. Yep. Wouldn't it be funny? A lot of the John Legend lookalikes that we get are from kids. Wouldn't it be funny if all those kids were really John Legends? Hey, he used to be a friend in my head. No, as soon as I got the talk show, he was judging me because I'm doing Hot Topics. He was like, really, Wendy, you're bringing that to TV? I was like, yes, John, people like the juice. And Carol, damn it, what's wrong with me? Caroline says that her daughter, Cara, looks like Britney Spears. Let's take a look at the real Britney. And now let's take a look at Cara. Yeah. The hat really helps to look along, doesn't it? Amy says that her mother's boyfriend, Jason, looks like Mike Tyson. So here's the real Mike Tyson. And let's take a look at Jason. Well, maybe if you add the tattoo, let's see. I don't know. And Colette thinks her friend Joe looks like Leonardo DiCaprio. So here's the real Leo. Now let's take a look at her friend Joe. Well, you know what? Joe looks like Leo's first cousin who's a principal in Detroit. Which is exactly what Joe does. Yeah. If you squint, I see it, but not a dead on. But okay, Marie thinks that she looks like Stacey Dash. So let's take a look at the real Stacey. And let's take a look at Marie. Clap if you say yes. You said she looks like her mom? No, you know what I was going to say? I said you look like maybe aunt of Stacey Dash or from the same tribe. But these days, Marie, you don't want to look like Stacey Dash. Because although she's beautiful, people don't like her. Sorry, Stacey. Hey, Marie. All right. Sandra thinks that she looks like Glenn Close. All right. So let's take a look at the real Glenn Close. All right. Now, that's 80s Glenn Close. So I'm assuming that we're going to see 80s-esque Sandra. Now, let's take a look at Sandra. Sandra, you look close-esque. Bless your heart. Wendy thinks that her son, Ray Anthony, looks like Billy D. Williams. So let's take a look at the real Billy D. Williams. Now let's take a look at Ray Anthony. He's adorable. And they do look similar. Raisa thinks that her daughter, Aria, looks like Kylie Jenner. So let's see the real Kylie. All right, let's take a look at Aria. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Diego thinks he looks like Lenny Kravitz. So let's take a look at the real Lenny. And let's take a look at, I know, yes. And let's take a look at Diego. Yes. Yes. You go good. Callie thinks that she looks like NBA player Stephon Curry's wife, Ayesha Curry. Okay, this is a stretch. Right? We're not even talking about celebs. We're talking about spouses now. But it's all good. Ayesha Curry. So let's take a look at the real Ayesha Curry. And let's take a look at Callie. Yes. Yes, you do. Both very beautiful. Kimberly thinks her son Wyatt looks like Ed Sheeran. So let's take a look at the real Ed. No. What a mess. But let's take a look at Wyatt. Oh, yes, you do. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So funny. And Sarah thinks that she looks like Fantasia Barrino. All right, well, we'll be the judge of that, Sarah. Let's take a look at the real Fantasia. And let's take a look at Sarah. Fantasia, I know it's been a while since we talked, or that we talked about you here on the show, but you do not have to go through celebrity lookalikes to be mentioned. This is Fantasia. That is an incredible celebrity lookalike. Sarah, oh my gosh. Fantasia, you have a twin. Doreen thinks that her husband Marty looks like Billy Joel. Let's take a look at the real Billy Joel. Now let's take a look at Marty. The only thing missing is the nose look-alike, but they do look like they're from the same tribe. Yes, from the same tribe, yes. Thank you, Doreen. Hey, Marty. Now, Patrice thinks that she looks like Toni Braxton. So let's take a look at the real Toni. Okay, now let's take a look at Patrice. The problem is that when people like, who was the first one? When people like Sarah, was that her name, Sarah? Yeah, when people like Sarah send in a lookalike of Fantasia, people like that just ruin celebrity lookalike for everybody else. The bar is now so risen that I want a celebrity twin. Now, Patrice, I don't think that you look like Toni Braxton because Sarah's ruined it for everybody, but you do look like the same tribe as. Okay. All right. And Sarah thinks that her daughter Sienna looks like Kim Kardashian. All right, where are we going with this? Let's take a look at the real Kim. Okay. Now, let's take a look at Sienna. Reginald thinks he looks like our president, Barack Obama. So here's our real prez. And now here's Reginald. Really good. I wonder if that's a real mole on Reg's face. Louise thinks her friend Suzanne looks like Hillary Clinton. Stay out of my head, because in my mind, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not sure. But here's the real Hillary. Okay. And here's Suzanne. Yep. You know what? I see it in the nose. I see it in the smile. I see it. I see it. You definitely do, but a better version. If you know what I'm saying. Nikki thinks her son, Jackson, looks like Senator Marco Rubio. Here we go. So here's the real Marco Rubio. And here's Jackson. I'm going to give you a pass because that's a little boy. Okay, let's move along. And Joe thinks her housemate looks like Donald Trump. Okay, so here's the real Donald. And here's Joe's housemate. Roger says that, well, he thinks he looks like Johnny Depp. So let's take a picture, look at a picture of the real Johnny. Roger, come on. He doesn't really look like him to me, but he's got Johnny Depp, you know, the hair and, you know, the grungy, sexy thing that a lot of women like. Thank you, Roger. James thinks he looks like Garth Brooks. So let's take a look at the real Garth. Now let's look at James. Yeah. And I know the real Garth, but if I were in the mall and saw James, I would say, Garth, hi. And then he'd be like, what? Catherine thinks her friend Dan looks like Richard Gere. Okay, well, now this is a man who's been handsome since forever, so I didn't think they could make another. Let me look at Dan. Richard. Oh, gosh. Okay, Dan, let me see you. Dan, you are his twin. Perfect. Mike thinks that he looks like Jeff Daniels. You remember him? He was from the actor from Dumb and Dumber. So here's the real Jeff. Okay, and here's Mike. Yes, Mike, yes. Leela thinks she looks like Brandy, so let's look at the real Brandy. And then let's look at Leela. Yes? Nice. She could fool somebody. And Daniel thinks that he looks like Chris Martin from the band Coldplay. This is our first Chris Martin look-alike. I hope it's good, Daniel. Let's take a look at the real Chris Martin. And now let's look at Daniel. Good. You can fool somebody too. All right. And Tony thinks that he looks like Jay-Z. Then you are my people. Let's take a look at the real Jay-Z with his shiny lips. And let's take a look at what Tony looks like. Well, Tony, you look more like Jay-Z than Jay-Z. Yeah, good one, Tony. All right, this is our last one. And Rita thinks that she found something in her kitchen that looks like Beyonce. So here's Beyonce. And here's what Rita found.